Yeah, I have weaknesses. I really believe I have weaknesses. I don't like exposing them, though, because if I expose them, then the enemy knows, right? You know, it could be the enemy, and I don't like that.
Donald Trump never met a poll he didn't like unless it was making him look like a runner-up. Paul Ryan wasted no time in slamming away at a deal that was supposedly left for him to worry less about a government shutdown. And what happens when you mix politics with Halloween and seek to scare the living bejesus out of small children and adult voters everywhere? Masks are not necessary for this edition of The Political Animal, though once the comments are done, I may have spoken too soon. He is the senior political contributor at Forbes and more to our liking co-host of The Daily Wrap, weeknights at 6 Eastern here on Newsmax. Lurking from the left, Rick Ungar, joined by veteran Republican media strategist from Full Contact Strategies, ripping from the right, Ryan Wiggins. I thank you both for joining us. And I'll tell you, Rick, I have to start with you on this one because Donald Trump is now, I don't know what happened. I'm second to Ben Carson. Come on. You folks on the left have just got to be loving every second of this.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know any other way to answer the question. Yeah, he is very funny. You know, if he comes in second, he just counts the polls. Now, I will say this. I think it's clear what's happening in Iowa. He's definitely fallen behind, which should shock nobody. Iowa is the state that picked Mike Huckabee and Rick Santorum in their last couple of primary races, so it's not that surprising they picked Ben Carson. Nationally, it's just one poll. Let's wait and see if it stays consistent with some other ones. But it looks like he might be slipping finally.
All right, Ryan, here it is, the big question, which all the Trump haters want to know and the Trump lovers say is absolutely a setup question. Are we seeing the beginning of the end of Donald Trump?
Yes, and we've been waiting for it for months. I think several weeks ago on this show, I said that once that the fall TV program started back and football started back and the American public had something else to focus on, Trump and his entertainment properties would go by the wayside. And I think that you're starting to see the beginning of that.
And here you are probably going to say that it's all Supergirl's fault. I know Jeb Bush will probably say something about that, but that's another story. Okay, so I'm going to follow up on this one, Ryan, because now you've got a group, hashtag racism isn't funny, and a lot of other people are urging NBC to take Donald Trump off Saturday Night Live. They're going back to a lot of the racist things that he said. Plus, let's also look at it. This is almost like it's a 90-minute campaign stop for him at this point. Do you think NBC will fold?
I don't know if NBC will fold or not. I believe that they're doing it for ratings, and I don't think that you should ever reward bad behavior. And I think Trump has been nothing but bad behavior, and I don't think it's fair to the other candidates to give him a primetime spot like that on a well-watched show like Saturday Night Live. But again, it's all about ratings. It's all about advertisers. I don't think that Saturday Night Live folds unless their advertisers pull.
What about that, Rick? Because if you look at this, he is a candidate for president, and you can certainly see other people, other candidates saying, wait a minute, you're giving somebody 90 minutes of one of your biggest, one of your highest-rated shows. We want the same thing. You can see a little fight beginning. I don't know if anybody will win the fight, but you could certainly see somebody making the case.
Well, look, I mean, Ryan is an excellent analyst so far, I must say. She's got it exactly right. It's going to be huge ratings for Saturday Night Live, so no, NBC's not going to cave. If I were one of I also, by the way, don't think it's so good for Trump, because the first thing that entered my mind when I heard about this was, how's he got time to take a week, which is what it takes to prepare to host a Saturday Night Live and dedicate it to a TV show. But the ratings will be big, which is what he likes. The other candidates, they ought to be filing a complaint. I think we get into some unequal time situations here. And I'm not sure why nobody has of yet, but I wouldn't be surprised to see it.
All right, let's go back to the right here. Ryan, let's change up here. Paul Ryan, apparently a lot of people thought that John Boehner cut this new budget deal to make it easy for Paul Ryan to take over as Speaker of the House. Here comes Paul Ryan today, blasting the whole thing. I think the process stinks. He blasts John Boehner. He blasts everybody here. Seems like he should be thankful for this, but he's now pointing to, under new management, we're going to do things a different way. He's really setting himself up as somebody different here, but is he doing it the right way?
I think he has to do that. I think that the conservative right isn't happy with this deal. I think American public isn't going to be happy with this deal. Look, I have a family. I have a husband and 2 children. I'm expected to keep a balanced budget. I don't get to raise my debt ceiling every time that I've gone over. I don't get to kick the can down the road. And I think that's exactly what Congress is doing, and it's exactly what the American public can't stand about what Congress has been doing for years. It's business as usual, and it's not what the American public wants.
All right, Rick, that can is being kicked again, but is this a good deal?
Well, I don't know that the can is being kicked, and I do think it's a reasonable bipartisan resolution. And I think that, Ryan's got this right. Paul is acting here, playing to the far right base because he is the biggest winner of this entire thing. He now does not have to face the games of another debt ceiling fight until March of 2017. Big winner. So he should just, he can talk big, but he's very happy, believe me.
I'm telling you, careful, Ryan. We're turning Unger right. You can hear it just a little bit every time.
Right. I think you guys are turning left.
A little bit every time. 60 seconds left. Here we go. The Hillary Clinton campaign has do-it-yourself Hillary Clinton costumes for Halloween. These are frightening. We have Park Ridge. We have Park Ridge Hillary. We have hipster Hillary. Rick, you're going to go out and get one of these for somebody special in your life, aren't you?
Actually, I've been shopping for a Trump mask. That's what I have in mind for myself. I've actually been looking for one for a couple of months, and you can't find one. I wanted to wear one on the air one night. But listen, if they're making costumes based on Hillary, that just shows you how popular and well-known she is. I don't see that as a bad thing, folks.
From a strategy side of things, Ryan, you got to admit, it's pretty good. Make fun of yourself. Why not? And have some fun. Although I got to tell you, some of these, like the, what is this? The cold shoulder Hillary, I'm a little frightened.
I just don't want them to show up at my doorstep. I'm terrified. I think that's the scariest Halloween costume I could possibly see on the door.
If you see the cold shoulder Hillary,
I'm coming to do it.
It's not necessarily the shoulders, it's whatever her hair is doing that day. That in itself is frightening. They are scary for Halloween. Ryan Wiggins from Full Contact Strategies. There it is. Rick Unger, the Daily Wrap, weeknights here on Newsmax. Thanks so much. We'll catch up with you again real soon. Another debate set for tomorrow night. Simple question. Any real debating yet? We'll talk about that next on The Hard Line.